Since you went through such an arduous process with Dante in the offseason, wanted to get the update on both Nate and Mookie's hardship waivers and where those stand.
Just work in progress. We'll see what happens, but don't have any definitive word, anything right now.
But they are going through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's the status with Supreme and just his availability and everyone else healthy?
He's coming back through it. He's a few weeks away yet from playing. He's doing some of the controlled stuff and some controlled live stuff in practice, but not, going up and down yet.
Everyone else is good to go for Monday.
Dez is out. He's got a little problem with his shoulder, and so he will be out.
How's he been since his recovery? How's he handled being back in the lineup?
He's working at it. He's bouncing around pretty good. He had quite a long recovery, but he's healthy now. He's playing good. He's been solid.
How motivated is he to have to sit out while they make that run last year?
Oh, I'm sure it hurt him. Everybody wants to be a part of it, and he was playing good when he went down. So, I'm sure it bothered him, and everybody wants to play it, especially at that time of year when everything, we were playing pretty good and having a lot of fun in the tournament and that. So,
how important is it to have Nate back healthy, and then also the importance of keeping him healthy all year?
Well, we do need him. His size, he's by far got the most blocks in practice, and so no doubt we need him on the floor. He's shooting the ball pretty good. He understands what we want to do. So it's important for us to keep him healthy, hopefully keep him on the floor, 20, 25 minutes a game. Still reaching a little bit too much, getting too many fouls, but we do need him on the floor for his rim protection, understanding what we do. With a lot of new players, he's got a pretty good feel for what we're doing. It helps him out a little bit.
Is there anything you tell a person like that with Nate? Just he's had so many injury problems over the last couple of years. Have you ever sat down with him, had a conversation, just what it's been like to kind of keep him motivated and keep him going here in Eugene?
Oh, I don't know. Just some, he got tripped and he tried to catch himself, broke his wrist last year. He's long. And, he was underweight when he got here and physically just had matured. Now he's matured and he's put on some weight. I think that'll help him. So hopefully, he'd just be a little luckier this year. Some of it's just been bad luck.
Does he feel any pressure being sort of the one true big on this team?
Oh, I don't think so. I think he just wants to have a good season. I think he wants to play. And, KJ can go inside for us. He did some last year when Dante was down. And Supreme gives us a level of physicality we don't have right now. We're kind of banking on him, giving us some physicality. And so that should help Nate a little bit. But, no, I don't want him to feel any pressure other than go out and play hard and have a good year, have some fun.
What did you learn with the scrimmage or joint practice with Nevada for your team?
Oh, we didn't rebound very well. This is a team that's got to change a little bit of their mentality. They all want to score, they all want to shoot the three, and we got to give them guard and rebound a lot more than what we've been doing. Been a work in progress since June 26th when we brought them into summer school. They all have a tremendous amount of confidence in their offensive ability, and I want them to be aggressive, but night in, night out, and I explained to them, okay, we were struggling a little bit. We finally got our zone straightened out, and, we hold all those teams in the 60s. Utah, the last game here was in the 60s. UCLA was in the 60s. Arizona was 59. Colorado was in the 60s, I think. South Carolina was 73, and then in regulation, Creighton was 62. It wasn't like we were scoring all the time. We had some good offensive outbursts at times, but defensively, we just finally limited some possessions and started rebounding the ball better. And our zone we got connected defensively. So you're not going to shoot the ball well every night. If you're going to have a consistent team and one that has a chance to be playing late in the season, then you better guard and you better rebound. And I didn't make up the statement, but offense sells tickets and the guys all have fun with it. But better guard to win a few games, and you better rebound to win even more. So.
What are you looking for specifically on Monday against Riverside? And hoping to see, yes, a win, but I mean, stylistically speaking, what are you hoping for?
Well, we've got to make the right play offensively. We're taking some questionable shots. Guys got to make the right basketball play, and I don't expect it to be good in November, but I expect it to get better every week. And I expect it to be a lot better in December and January and February if we're going to have a good ball team. So shot selection, execution of the offense is important. Defensively, just possession after possession, being engaged. We can't take possessions off. And then the rebounding, everybody rebounding. But, we got to get more connected as a team offensively and defensively. And that's not unexpected at this time of year, but again, it's got to get better every week and definitely better every month if we want to have a ball team.
Now that Biddle's your five, do you think you'll be running quite a few more like 5-out formations and running plays out of that?
We have some, with him and KJ, can both step out, and they're both capable 3-point shooters. They're both shooting high 30s here in preseason. So if they can definitely keep that up, it does give us a different look than we have with Dante or Mo, two guys that were inside, and definitely gives us a different look than we have with Supreme. But, we got a lot of volunteers to shoot threes. We need some volunteers to get in the paint a little bit more. So, going to challenge everybody to do that a little bit more.
Dana, do you have a starting lineup for Monday night?
We don't. We've been looking at a lot of different combinations. So right now I'm still thinking about it. Not sure which way we'll go.
In a transactional world, Dana, can you start getting some help maybe to incentivize some of the things you want on the court for NIL purposes? Say, hey, if you go, the leading rebounder sponsored by.
I never thought of that.
I mean, we're in that world now.
Yeah, I got enough to think about. I don't need any more, gadgets like that. You hope the guys, want to rebound for the team. And, I always give you an illustration. If you guys were playing for $100 in the park, you'd be guarding your tails off. You'd be talking. You'd be, come on, guys, we got to get stops, and you'd be working the ball to make sure you got a good shot. You wouldn't take any questionable ones. And, we're playing for a heck of a lot more than that, so let's get this thing put together and let's get connected. And so, yeah, the financial stuff has changed a lot, but guys still want to win to have a good team, I think, and they still want to win for the right reasons. And I think they know what it takes to win. They just got to change their mentality a little bit. Everybody wants to win it on one end of the floor, and there's 3 big facets of the game, and you got to take care of all of them.
Nate talked a little bit about kind of one facet, the physicality, especially on defense. Do you feel like you've seen success in one specific area of the defense, whether it's man or zone, that you're seeing right now, and do you feel like we can see a little bit more of that game 1?
Man, there's some times where we're really connected and really flying around and really look good defensively, and then we'll have possessions where we got 4 guys out of position, maybe 5, but we have some really poor possessions. So obviously you want to start eliminating as many of those as you can. Riverside, I believe, has 4 starters coming back, so they're a very experienced team. They're probably not making a lot of the same mistakes we are. So again, it's a matter of starting to eliminate some more mistakes, guys holding themselves a little bit more accountable. We've watched a lot of film here the last couple of weeks trying to get those points across, and the guys see it. It's just habits, getting those habits in practice, so you don't even have to think about them during the ball game. It's something you've done day in, day out, and our habits just right now aren't good enough.
What's the next step you want to see Jackson take this year? What do you want to see his game evolve?
Well, defensively, Jackson's got to get more engaged. His steal numbers, his deflection numbers. He's got to use his quickness a little bit more there, I believe. Last year, especially after Key went down, late January, whenever it was, we kind of I had to let him off the hook a little bit because we couldn't get him in foul trouble, and I think that went to, he thought, well, I just do this, and we need him to do a lot more defensively because he's really quick and his anticipation is pretty good, so we got to get him to use that, we got to get him to use that, and he and Key both, we've got to turn it up there with those two guys, and especially on the weak side, they can cover a lot of ground. So, most of the things with Jackson, run the show, be a little more vocal because he's got a better feel of what we're doing now. But on the defensive end, I think is where he needs to make the biggest jump, and he's taken that challenge. I like the way he's approached it. He's watching film. He's like, man, I see where I'm resting. I got to get more involved. So, the first way to improve is you got to be critical of yourself. You're not going to get any better if you let yourself off the hook every time. And I like the way he's trying to hold himself accountable. Key's trying to hold himself accountable, to make some more plays on the defensive end.
What's the value to the program now? When Payton's doing what he's doing, when he gets a ring in June and is now even in a bigger role and knocking down game-winning threes and doing the things that he's doing, what is the value to the program in recruiting and those sorts of things? And when do you think that more public recognition of retired numbers and those sorts of things will come along for him around here?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, you can just keep talking. It's his fourth year. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight from here. Being resilient, working your tail off day in, day out, doing the right things day in, day out. Work hard, good things will happen. You just don't know when. And it's not like, he didn't go through some ups and downs the first few years. He did. And now he's getting a little more opportunity because he's earned it. And so if there's anything to be learned, it's just the persistency and staying with it. And, he's got a tremendous work ethic. He really does work hard. And I know the Celtics really appreciate that. We always appreciated it here. Just day in, day out. Didn't miss practices, didn't miss games. He was here working every day. So, those things still have an appeal, still have a value, and he did a tremendous job for us for 4 years, and, he's in his fourth year now, and, man, I think he played, 39 minutes or something crazy last night in an overtime game, I think, and had a game before that where, shot the heck out of it, and so he's had a few ball games here, and really good player, but again, the work ethic, persistent, toughness, being about the team, really paying off for him.